When life feels overwhelming, I reach for my fiber. The rhythm, the movement, the texture, these are the things that can bring me back to myself. Sometimes, if I'm catching clips too late at night and I'm getting anxious or worried, it's causing a restlessness in me. You know, what can happen is that the heart races. Sometimes it's the news, and right now there's a lot of that chaotic news that can cause all sorts of things. Sometimes I start worrying about my family. Are they okay? Are they going to be okay? My family are grown. They're not little ones, but I still think about them, and I still kind of worry. But I try not to worry, because worry only robs you of the joy you would have today. Hi, friends. Thank you for popping in today. I'm Doll from Doll Can Create. And I thought I'd just take a few minutes to talk to you about anxiety. And sometimes it's ongoing, sometimes it's non existent. But during times of chaos in the world, like we have right now, it doesn't matter where you're living, there's going to be chaos somewhere. The anxiety can feel overwhelming. One of the things I've learned over the years is to put some things in my toolbox that will help me. And what I'll focus on in today's video is fiber work. Handling the fiber, the washed fleece, the dyed fleece. In this case, this is a natural fleece on a beautiful wooden spindle. It just feels so natural to be able to pick up the spindle and spin. The preparation's been done, and heaven knows I have enough prepared fiber in the house that I don't have to worry about washing and dyeing and doing all the things, although I can and I could. But it's just nice to be able to pick it up. And there's something healing about it. The power of spindling or knitting or crochet work, needlework, anything you're doing with your hands where the focus becomes the product you're working on. The focus may not be that at all. Many of you know that I'm a pastor, and oftentimes when I'm spinning, I've said this before, I'm meditating on scripture. I'm going through in my mind what I may or may not include in a message the following week on Sunday. It's that repetitive motion where I don't have to really think about what I'm doing, but it pulls me to a different place in my head, a different spot in my heart even. But spinning right now seems to be my reset button. Do you have a reset button? If I'm working with the wheel, it's the treadling. It's that slow pedal movement. Now, actually, I have a single, it's a double treadle, but the double doesn't work, so it's a single. I have a single treadle. And I don't have to think about it too much. I can feel the fiber moving through my hands, creating something other than what it was. And being creative allows space in my brain, and maybe in yours too, to move away from anxiety, to filter out the chaos and bring us back to what's normal in life or what's natural in life. I wouldn't say normal, but natural. And when you're spinning like this in your little corner of the world, you're controlling something because there's so much in the world we can't control, right? But this we can control. We may be pretty uncomfortable some days. Yeah. But maybe this brings us our comfort. You know, Proverbs 31, it talks about the woman who works with her hands and works with flax and linen and wool. I don't know. I read through that scripture once or twice a year, and there's parts of it that I still really question in our modern life, but there's also some truths. One of the things that I enjoy about the work that I do as a pastor, and especially in worship prep, is that I look at scripture again for the first time. And as I'm reading other books, I read them with a different eye or a different heart as to what it's going to be. How can we do this? For me, knitting and spinning is like breathing. It moves in, it moves out. Each row is a prayer. Each little inch of spun wool is another step towards being calm. Sometimes it's even the colors I use. Now, today I'm spinning this brown. I have a goal to finish all this brown that I have this week. So, and normally I'm not drawn to neutral colors, or I never used to be. I am now. I find that working with neutral colors, base colors, earthy tones, brings me to a place that grounds me and helps me to move past some of that anxiety. And even in the evening, when I'm thinking about going to bed and I probably watch too many news clips and newsreels, if I can take some time and pick up my spinning, I end up in a much better place. But it's not just about the spinning for me, it's also about the knitting. And whether they're soft, warm colors or cool or bright, flowing magenta, primary colors, whatever the colors are that touch you, that's what's important. So I will show you the progress I've made on my Lenten blanket. And I don't know whether I can hold this up high enough and you can see where I am. There we go. All the way up, and all the way back down and over. So it is a 10 stitch. So easy. And I'm using some of the neutral that I dyed in the cast iron pot. So I've got this lovely gray, light gray. And I can knit away without thinking about this till I get to the other corner. And then when I get to the other corner, I have to check the pattern and make sure I'm doing the wrap and turns right. But I work on this every day as part of my journey through Lent, journey towards the cross, and then to Easter. And there's so much in here, so many prayers, different colors, different fibers, different processes, diversity, inclusion. I wasn't going to do red only in the center, and then I thought, well, why not? On a log cabin quilt, the center square is red, representing the heart, the home. But I thought, but the heart grows outside of the home. So there's a message in there too, isn't there? Anyway, I'll keep working on that today a little bit more. I'm working on my sock. And again, I'm at a spot in the sock. I just cast on the second sock. So I'm doing the ribbing. I don't have to think about it. And during those times, I can soothe my mind, soothe my heart, slow down my heart as I breathe. But friends, anxiety still comes. There's not much I can do about that. I'm trying to figure it out. Here we go. But I have tools. There's a few other things I do, and when I'm really overwhelmed, I'll head out from our basement apartment and I'll get some fresh air. I'll listen to the birds, or we'll go for a bit of a drive and sit by some water, because we can do that. This week I plan to go into the pool at the Y, and being in water is very balancing for me. I'm a water person, so that's another tool I have. If I were to get to the point where I was very overwhelmed, I could go to the pool. I just have to check the times when it's available to me. There's lots of things that can happen. And there's lots of tools in my toolbox. Outside of stuffing my face with more chocolate, which is my go-to, or chips or candy, or, excuse me, all those things we reach for that maybe not be the most healthy ways to deal with the anxiety that we have. And certainly not the most healthy ways for me to deal with my anxiety. I don't know, maybe you have ideas. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But sometimes all I need, a pair of needles, some wool, a spindle, and some fiber. And the world won't feel like it's completely falling apart anymore. So I ask you, what calms you? What brings you back into balance when life just feels overwhelming and way too big? Maybe it is fiber for you. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's reading a novel. Maybe it's taking a nap, because you know what? Rest is a good thing. But when I think about my fiber, I have to say that all I need is a little thread to hold on to. Just a little bit to grasp. So now it's your turn. I encourage you to share in the comments below your ideas about how you deal with anxiety. Do you have favorite colors that kind of lift your spirit? Do you have hobbies that you go to? Do you go outside? Do you go for a walk? I'd love to hear how you handle those chaotic times in your life. Thank you for watching. Do the YouTube things for me, please, friends. Like, share, subscribe. I'll be back again this week a little bit later. We're going to talk about plying what we've spindle spun. I'm going to do a wee bit of a tutorial on that. And there'll be a third video in there on our 100-mile life experiment at the end of the week. So you can watch for that one as well. But for now, may you find many tools in your toolbox that helps you get through those days when it's just too much. And may you be blessed, because you are a blessing to many. This is Doll from Doll Can Create. You can too. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you, friends, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.